This is J. Krishnamurti's first discussion with students in Gujarat, 1967.
What did you say when you say we must not follow our inclinations or tendencies? Because for me it seems to be very difficult to find them really what they are, and because when we know them, it's easier to get on in life.
Don't we know what my tendencies are?
I don't know.
Ah, I see. Doesn't one know one's pleasures? Huh? Don't you know what you want to do? What interests you, what not interests you, what gives you great pleasure? Inclination, to be inclined to do something. And also, we are shaped by our environment, aren't we? Yeah? And forced by environment to do certain things.
Yes.
Can we resist, not resist, can we get out of that environmental mold? I say, for instance, I, a Brahmin born in India, have the environment says I must do certain things. I must not do certain things, and I must do certain things. I must break through that. In the same way, I have certain tendencies. I may be very emotional, very slack. You know what slack is? Not orderly, undisciplined, casual, not serious. Mustn't I break through that tendency? Now, and also I may be inclined, take pleasure in, say, for instance, smoking, I don't know what dozen things. Mustn't I also go beyond them? That's what I mean. Inclination, tendencies, circumstances, they're all part of the same trap.
I see, but I mean, also, it's difficult for me to find what tendency for my work of interest.
That would be rather difficult for me to analyze, wouldn't it?
Is it so that a special tendency, which is very strong, almost a vocation in one's own imagination at least, could be a severe hindrance?
It could, certainly, sir.
But maybe also a help?
Very rarely.
Today you said that the young ones must be revolutionary. What actually did you mean by the word revolutionary?
I thought I explained.
I
Sorry.
didn't.
So older people, well established, a family, a job, a house, well established, they don't want anything to be changed. Right? It's only when one is quite young, there's a possibility of changing, of upsetting things, not becoming pots, drinking, all that kind of stuff, but real revolutionaries, not in the communist sense, but deep in psychologically. Not accepting authority, not having fear, not, all that.
There is a problem to this. It seems to me when I talk to Catholic conditioned children or young people that they have more energy and reserve than those who are children of so-called very liberal
Yes.
children.
I think that's fairly, isn't it, because they believe in something,
it seems as if it's not a psychological, it seems to be a physiological.
Physiological, yes,
yeah.
energy. Because they believe in something,
Yes.
and that gives them a tremendous energy. Like take for instance, in unbalanced person, person who is not perfectly balanced, who is little psychotic, imbalanced, he's got a great deal of energy.
Those children I'm thinking of are not exhibiting any type of energy, but inside them there is an energy to break through an environment because it has not been dissipated in vices.
Quite. They are carefully trained, restrained, disciplined, right?
And the same one finds with the communist condition.
Of course, sir. Same you would find in India among certain type of class of people who are called Brahmins. They've got tremendous energy, inward energy. But they don't utilize it, you see.
Yeah. And we in the West don't utilize it either,
No.
to destroy ourselves.
Yes.
It would seem that by the very process of reminding ourselves continually of exterior and interior facts as we see them, that we automatically impose disciplines upon our auto-discipline and repressions upon ourselves. When I try to see a fact, I immediately find that I'm repressing something in myself or doing something unnatural to myself in some way. And how does
So
one
do you think you have to remind yourself of the external facts and the inward facts? Do you have to remind yourself there they are?
Otherwise I dream.
Voilà. Why should you remind yourself? Because you say, I'll daydream. I lose my energy in... Why do you daydream?
Well, I suppose there's pleasure there and escape.
Probably it's an escape, isn't it, really? So can one stop daydreaming and come to the fact, you know what I mean?
I find it very difficult to stop daydreaming. I'm highly susceptible to it.
What do you mean by daydreaming?
Often I'll be walking along a road. I intend going out to go for a walk and take my mind off what I have previously been thinking. Maybe reading a book that I've enjoyed, but I've read too much of it. I say, I'll go out for a walk now. I'll just take in a walk. Just let my thoughts wander too. And I find I come back to that book, or I will be coming back to that book, or I will not be able to enjoy the specific walk, the things in front of me that I've set myself out to do. I might say, I've done enough thinking, I should just stop it and just walk and just look and just see. And then I find myself thinking about something else and stopping at a red light and not going when it's green or something.
I don't know if it's too monomanical, but I think it is relevant to our coming here together today that we should try to pursue this a little further. The question how to arouse or awaken that energy which was supposed to be in young people to break through the environment. It seems as if young people think that they have broken through something, and in that new field they come into, they actually are dissipating the energy. And when I was mentioning the other kinds of conditioning before, it was as if it seemed to me that was almost more hope in those kind of people, because they can be awakened and they have the energy to go through, whereas we here seem not only not to be able to be awakened because we feel ourselves already sort of saved or brought over, but also we are not holding enough energy for it, not enough of this special youthful enthusiasm for beauty and things like that, which actually are being destroyed in the present liberal world.
How shall we pursue into that, sir? How shall we go into it?
Isn't that what we've been talking about all the time, that we are not serious enough, and that we are too fond of pleasure.
I don't think it's a question of too fond of pleasure. Can we pursue that little bit, what you were saying, sir? Why is it that we are not serious enough? And if we are serious, how to act with an urgency that isn't limited by our fears and all the rest of it? Isn't that your question too?
I think it's another side of it. It seems as if what we need is a terrible shock like a war to wake
Oh,
us.
for goodness sake.
Not that, I'm not saying we...
No, I understand, sir, but shock hasn't woken people at all. There's war going on in Vietnam, we're not shocked by it. There is starvation in half of the world, we're not shocked by it. There are riots in America, appalling riots. We're not shocked by it.
No, because there they work contrary to a shock. They work as a conditioning.
Yes,
to be
as a
sensitive to
justification
Yes.
of the ghetto state in all these various towns. But no, do you think shocks of any kind wake us up?
If they come near enough.
I mean, even if I had a tremendous shock today, would I wake up?
Perhaps there is a threshold there. It may not be too strong, because then it will break the mind into
Of course.
the animal state.
So again, will any shock, minor, major, wake us up? I don't think it does. It's like saying sorrow is necessary.
Might we not temporarily be woken up by a shock of some kind or a crisis?
Actually, that's it, sir. Have you noted? Go into it. Have any human being awakened through a shock? Is awakened through a shock? My son dies, my brother dies, or my wife goes away, or am I awakened by that? Or physical catastrophe or psychological catastrophe?
Well, it's very disturbing to us.
But it doesn't wake me up. It doesn't shake me out of my routine.
Perhaps we need
It may cause a change of some
Oh, no,
sort,
but
it doesn't-
it's like my house burning, I build another house or go somewhere else. But that's not.
What I thought of about shock was a factor which will break up our present collectivity in mind. The new modern collectivity.
I don't believe any shock will do this. War is a dreadful shock to everybody living within the area of the war, but it hasn't changed them fundamentally. The catastrophes of death, of all the things that have happened to man, he hasn't changed them. He goes on his own peculiar, destructive way.
Then perhaps the shock of civilization, seeing how civilization actually is catching us.
But are we shocked by it? And if we are shocked, does it waken us? So, what wakens a mind? That's the question, you see, sir. Not a shock, obviously. Not a brutal, violent assault on the psyche. Physically, if I do something, I might get hurt or might be put in prison. But that doesn't alter my psyche, my structure of my being. So, if we can find out what alters that, then perhaps it will be worthwhile. What alters my conditioned nature? Which means, what makes me fundamentally change? If any outside agency changes me, it's not change, right? Which is then merely a force. You force me to change. And I resist it, and I accept your domination, and I modify myself, but it's not a voluntary, deep insight of change. So, any external agency to force me to change is not change. So, then what will make me change? What will make me say, well, I won't smoke, finished? I'm taking that as a casual example. What will make me? Fear? Disease of the lungs? It has not. They've invented filters, and I go on smoking. So what will bring about a fundamental change in one?
When I see all the problem, don't I have the whole look?
A whole lot.
On it?
Yes. Now, how will you have a complete look?
Well, yeah, to go into it, but that's not really possible.
By being aware.
No, sir, look, sir, what will make you change? Just think of it. Go into it yourself. Don't invent phrases and then be caught by phrases. What will make you change?
That I see something better.
Something better.
Yeah.
Right. Or something that will give you greater pleasure. Of course.
Yeah.
Better or greater pleasure. But the better is the greater pleasure, generally. Right?
Yeah.
Now, will you do something for greater pleasure? Go into it, sir. Will you give up smoking? I'm taking that as, because, what? Some other thing will give greater pleasure, and then you will give up smoking?
No.
Huh?
True. No.
No.
I would keep on both.
Both, that's it. You want the greater and the lesser.
Unless the two are tied up in the one.
Yes. So, you really don't give up. Huh? Then what will make you do something? Give up. I'm taking a trivial example, like cigarette. What will make you give up?
But then I found out that is not necessary.
And you have found that already.
Yeah.
Any intelligent man knows it's rather silly waste of money. And yet you go on smoking. Why?
I need the stimulants. That's basically.
What? You need?
It stimulants me.
Yes,
Stimulates
stimulant.
me.
No,
And,
look, sir, no. Cigarette stimulates you. Alcohol stimulates me. LSD stimulates somebody else. Huh? So what does that mean?
Get away from all stimulants.
No, go into it, sir, go into it.
It actually shows how dependent the mind is on stimulant.
What, sir?
It actually shows how dependent the ego-centered mind is on stimulation, as long as it works within its own framework.
Why do I want to be stimulated? Let's put it around the other way. Why do I want to be stimulated?
I don't have enough energy.
No, sir. No.
Possibly out of boredom.
Why do you want to be stimulated? Alcohol, smoke, a girl, boy, whatever. Why do you want to be stimulated?
There's many reasons.
Huh?
There's many reasons for that.
For you, sir, find out. Why do I need stimulation? Physically, I need certain stimulation, right? Because my liver doesn't work properly. Or my this or that doesn't work properly. Therefore, it takes slight stimulant. That's understandable. But why do we want a stimulant psychologically, inwardly? You understand, sir? Music, pictures, drink.
Is it some sort of an escape?
No, go look at it a little more. Why do I want stimulants?
Aren't we bored with our lives?
Yes, sir, that's one of the reasons. Huh?
Otherwise they go to sleep.
Yes, sir, but no, that's what would happen if you had no stimulants?
I would make the same, effort. Not work. Not.
Why do I want stimulants? Find out, sir.
It's just psychological stimulus.
Yes, we're talking of psychological stimulants. Why do I want that?
Well, there's nothing happening. The only time I would want the stimulant if there's nothing happening inside and there's nothing there. So
What do you mean by nothing there?
it's kind of hard to describe.
Insufficiency? When there is nothing worthwhile inside you, nothing worth, no quality, no depth, no vitality, no movement, then you want an outside agency to stimulate you to move. Right? Is that why we want stimulants? Or is it a habit that says I must have stimulants? Huh?
Well, it could be either, I should think.
No, go into it. No, not either. Go into it. I have been to the church, come to the mass every day or every week. It has stimulated me. And I become a habit now. Like drink, that becomes a habit. And I need that stimulation. And I need the stimulation of sex. And it has all become a habit, hasn't it?
Yes, but that's only one side of it.
Wait, begin that side. I know for the law, we can go into deeper. That's one side of it. So it is, when I say I need a stimulant, maybe I am caught in a habit that demands stimulant. Right? That's one side to it. The other side is, in myself, I have no fire. You follow, sir? There's nothing burning in me. So I want some factor that will help me to burn. So I depend on stimulants. So I say to myself, habit, dependence, all the rest of it. So is it not possible for me to find something that will keep flowing all the time, like a fountain that's bubbling all the time? Then I don't want any stimulant, right?
What is that?
Huh?
What is
Wait. You can't just take a pill and get it. You see, sir, that implies a spring within one that's always flowing, living, bubbling, like a spring of fresh water. Now, how does that come about?
When there's a source that gives it
the spring.
Huh?
When there's a source to give the
I know,
spring.
that's the same thing. How does it come? Where is the source?
It's within yourself, of course.
How do you get it, sir? I agree. How do you come upon it? How does it happen that the source is there and bubbling all the time?
Well, I suppose when it's not blunted, when it's not deadened, when you have a chance to let it flow.
Now, how will you let it flow? First, we cannot accept that it is there. If you accept it is there, then you are already presupposing. Then it becomes sectarian. Huh? I don't know. I see what actually is happening. I need stimulants to keep me alive, right? And I say to myself, how absurd. I'm a grown-up man or fairly mature man. Why do I depend on stimulants? Can I not? Is there not a source that keeps alive by itself? I don't know if it exists, but I won't depend on external stimulants first. I cut that out. I don't know if you're following me. Then I'll begin to search. I'll begin to ask. Which means I have to have a mind that's extraordinarily sharp first. Naturally. Mind in the sense, not intellect, but the capacity to look, to observe, to feel, to see everything as they are. If I say in myself outwardly, so that I have no neurotic perversions. I see red as red. I see fear in myself as fear. I don't find excuses, justifications. I see them exactly as they are. When I tell a lie, it is a lie. It is not because of something. So that all that observation sharpens my awareness, my insight, my look. And when I feel something, again to feel without sentiment, without sentimentality, without emotionalism, to feel something. You follow? To feel the beauty of a sky, the beauty of a face, the sunlight on a leaf, to feel it. But I don't feel it because I'm thinking of something else. I'm worried. I have bad indigestion because I've overeaten. And so on, on. So unless one is aware of all this actually taking place all the time, one's mind isn't alive. And therefore, not being alive, you depend on stimulants, which only makes the mind still more dull.
Yes, that's right.
Obviously. An alcoholic mind is a dead mind.
Well, it's a kind of a vicious circle.
Vicious circle. Therefore, I have to say, I have no stimulants outwardly. Alcohol, smoking, that's too silly. Then I have to make the mind extraordinarily alive, supple.
Yes, but there is quite a time distance between the time that you can break from the stimulants and your mind.
There is no time, sir. You break it and the other thing is there. You see, I don't want to go into... If I break the stimulants, you follow? And then wait till my mind sharpens. I don't know if you're following.
Yeah.
Then that's impossible. But whereas in understanding the stimulants, why do I need stimulants? What are the stimulants? The mind is already becoming sharp.
Perhaps it's awfully easy to make the mistake of saying, well, now I'm going to give up stimulants in order to get something.
Oh, no, that's all I think.
And, I mean, but this is this is what
Of course,
we
of course,
do.
of course.
And then, of course, that doesn't.
No, just said that this sharpness in itself is an eternal spring.
That's what I'm saying, sir. But sharpness must have this quality which I was talking about, religious quality behind it. Otherwise it becomes such a sharp, cunning mind, stupid mind.
The mind that is alive, what does that mind do? I understood it as...
What do you mean do?
You say that, I guess you say that you don't want anything.
No, I
No,
don't
but
say
the
that.
mind that is alive, to be alive, that is, I feel
Sir,
like it is to want something.
Sir, look, sir, a mind that's terribly alive, it will take something, it will give away. You follow, it's not holding on to anything. This is, you see, one has to go into this rather deeply. I don't know if we want to go into it so much this evening because, you know,
If you do, we do.
Yes.
huh?
If you do, we do.
Hello, Dada.
Perhaps it's better just to speak informally, you know.
We are doing informally now.
I know, but nevertheless we're speaking about quite complicated things that we can't really give answers to.
It seems to me that's the central point. If we don't understand this issue, it's very use discussing other things because we will be trapped in what we discuss and use that as a stimulant.
I know, sir, I know. Look, sir, there are a group of people all over the world. They have said, we will do with very little. If I look few close, but they carry all the burdens of their fathers, of their books, you follow? And so they are not, their minds are not supple. Though they have 1 meal a day and few clothes, they are dead inside. Now, is it possible to have a mind, mind with what we mean, to be in a state which is always moving, living? A living thing, like a living river, carries everything with it. It doesn't say, well, I want this, I don't want that. The logs, weeds, human beings, everything moves with it. To have such a mind. That's what we're talking about. And to bring about such a mind, one has to be aware, you follow? Aware of what you say, what you do, what you think, how you walk, aware of everything that you're doing. If you've tried it for a few days, you'll see how extraordinarily, first, vitalizing it is, and how arduous it is to watch every, you understand, sir?
But I've tried to stay aware, but
Don't try it. Do it. Trying is a waste.
You asked earlier why one reminded oneself. But if one doesn't remind oneself, one
Then,
does nothing.
no, if you remind yourself, it becomes then a memory. I remind myself to get up every morning. I remind myself that I should do this or that. So I have already a pattern in my mind, which makes me remember and do. Whereas, look, sir, you watch that Saanen river? Watch it, how it goes. Everything moves. It's always new. Every ripple has a new quality in it, new shape, new pattern. Isn't it? And can my mind move that way, never having an anchorage? That means no dependence. You know, psychologically, no dependence, either on belief, on authority, on drink, or on sex, or on food, or you follow a companion. Huh? That gives you tremendous vitality. Because the dependence take away your vitality. I don't.
Yes, I see.
Sometimes, when I tried, I shouldn't try, but that to be aware. But then suddenly I can go so up in a thing that I forget the rest. So I'm not aware. Oh, I can sit and read a book and I'm not aware of what goes around me because I tried.
Your mind is, you're concentrated on the book. Hmm?
Yes.
All right, be concentrated on the book.
But then
No, wait, concentrate on the book. Hmm? When you are finished with that, be attentive. So, look, when you eat food, eat food. Don't think of anything else. When you walk, look at the trees, light, you follow? When you read. Don't have a divided mind.
But that is inconsequent for me. When I listen to what you said, to be aware of everything.
When you are wait, when you read, when you are aware of everything, be aware of everything. When you eat completely, you follow?
I see the logic of all this, but it's very difficult to actualize it sometimes.
No, sir. The difficulty is not actualizing it, as you put it, but the difficulty is, I don't think we want to do all this. You follow?
Yeah.
I don't think we say, well, now tomorrow or tonight I'm going to eat. When I eat, nothing matters.
Would you say that now?
Nothing matters. I'm not going to talk, I'm not going to discuss, talk has its own time. When you talk, discuss. Be completely aware of what you're saying. When you walk. So that there is no contradiction in you. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there is no conflict. When you look at a tree, look at it. Don't observe who is looking at you, who are looking at the tree.
No.
You follow?
Yes, but sometimes I say, I look at the tree, I'm looking at the tree, and then all of a sudden some other thought will just come out of the blue.
That's it. And you see, when you do that, it gives you an extraordinary quality of attention, you know. You're attending to something with all your being, whatever it is. Brushing your teeth or combing your hair.
How will the change come then? The change from one thing to another thing?
What? I'm reading.
Reading to attention.
I'm reading. And the next moment, I have to go out for a walk.
Yes, okay.
And then I give my attention to walking.
No, when I change, in that act of change.
In that interval, you mean?
Yes.
Now, that's, if you go into it, what takes place? Now watch it. I'm eating, I've finished, I'm going to something else. There's a time interval. What takes place? I am still eating food in that interval. I'm enjoying the food in that. I said to myself, what a nice dish that was. Huh? I'm still carrying the food. Or I'm looking forward to the next thing which I like. Right? So, can you keep that interval quiet? Finish with eating. You follow what I mean? Finish it. And you're going to enter into that. There is an interval between the eating and that, right? In that interval, why can't you be quiet?
I don't have the fairest idea about quietness.
No, be quiet. Don't let thoughts come in, or remembrance of your nice food you had, or what you're going to do next. You follow? Keep. So that when you come to walk, you're all there, because you've had a rest. I don't know if you've...
Yes. It happens sometimes.
Not sometimes.
But the interval, that's what destroys it, I feel.
No, the interval doesn't destroy if you use the interval.
No.
If the interval is kept as an interval, not filled with all kinds of things, then that interval will give you greater energy to do the next thing. This is... You know, sir, there is a very good story, I've told you this, of two monks in Asia walking from one village to the other. I've told you this? No.
Not here.
Not here, all right. And these two monks, one morning, were going from one village to another. They see a nice girl, about 20, sitting on a banks of a river crying. And one of the monks goes to her and says, "Sister, what's happened? Why are you crying?" She said, "This morning when I crossed over, I walked across the river, I forded the river very easily. Now the river is swollen and my house is there is no boat, I don't know how to get across. So I'm crying." She said, "That's no problem at all," he said. So he picks her up, carries her and leaves her on the other side. Then the two go on walk. After an hour or two, I think after 2 hours, the other monk says, "Brother, you shouldn't have touched that girl. We have taken a vow of chastity, not to touch women. Didn't you feel very strange when you carried her in your arms?" And the other brother says, "You are still carrying her, are you? I left her 2 hours ago." You follow, sir? There is the interval. How long are you all going to be here? Not in this room now. Huh? How long are you staying here? In Saanen, I mean. When do you all disperse?
I suppose when we've digested some of your...
Yes, so when do you leave Saanen?
When you're sure you won't have any more meetings, we're sure.
Do you want to come again? Huh? All right, so we'll fix a time. What about Thursday? Right? Will Thursday be all right?
Yes, Wednesday would
It's a little late.
Huh?
Wednesday would be better.
So I want to rest. Or shall we say Tuesday?
Tuesday is marvelous.
Right, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Tuesday at 4?
Yes.
Right.
It is another positive experience.
I understand all that, sir. I understand all that.
Speculation that if
It is what somebody else says so.
for you it is speculation.
No, it is what a mystic says so. And I said, please, all right, marvelous, marvelous. But I'm still hungry.
And he said if you come to this show, you will not be hungry.
But that means you're back again. You become the authority who has had that experience, and you're going to tell me about it. And show me the way. So, there may be that thing. I say there is, but we mustn't even discuss about it. We mustn't even talk about it. It has no meaning. I say to you, there's a marvelous world beyond that door. And you say, please tell me how to get there. You don't say, all right, I'll walk, I'll find out. like when you talk about smelling the rose, the odor of the rose, but you have never smelled it. You can't talk about smelling a rose when you have. That's right, that's right. So what we have to concern ourselves, not there is a state, marvelous, maybe, and I will not accept another man's word for it. That's a trap, dreadful trap. That gives me encouragement, a false idea. You follow? Authority and all that. No. So I am in a trap. My only concern is to be out of that trap.
But then, if you see you are in a trap or in a cage, then you know also there must be something outside of that trap. Otherwise you can't say I am in a trap or in a cage.
So, don't you know you're in a trap when you can't find a way out of despair?
Only that.
Huh?
Only that. That's the only way to...
But that's the trap of all our human beings. The daily trap of anxiety, fear.
Yes, we are in.
Huh?
We are in that. We
That's
experience
definite.
that.
I don't know what's outside. There may be marvelous air outside. Let's get out. First, let's break it.
But why should you break it when you don't know there is something else in the cage?
Oh, I see. Then do you break the cage because of your reward that it gives you? Then you can't break the cage.
But you must be aware there is something.
So wait a minute, sir. Let's be simple. I say there is something, right? I say it. Then where are you? What's the point of it? Why should I even talk about it? I'm in sorrow, and you say there's a marvelous world, oh boy. Look at it. And I
No, there is no communication.
none at all. No, don't let's say this is very simple. There is no. I feel this all an escape from ourselves. Without understanding ourselves, there is no way out. Not through Freud or Jung, through ourselves.